Hey, what's good, everybody? This is EJ,
It's your boy Kenny.
And it's Francis.
and this is the Banter 3FC podcast. We're three friends that love the game and love talking all things football. Before we get started, I want to remind you guys we are on YouTube and we are on Instagram, so please don't forget to follow, like, subscribe, comment on all our content, and you can find us at Banter 3FC. Let's get into it. All right, we are back. We are back from a long, lengthy international break. It's been a while.
I kind of
since
missed
I
you guys
talked
a
to
little bit.
Yeah, I was gonna. It's been a while since I
Yeah.
talked to my friends. I miss you guys. Hey, Francis, how you
Francis
doing,
looks
buddy?
like he needs another international break.
Hey man, 3 points is 3 points. We're moving. That's all. Grind don't
Moving and
stop.
grooving, right?
That's all it is.
Love to see it. Love to see it. Okay, well, we're back. On today's episode, we're gonna talk through this past weekend's games, give a preview of what's to come next week. But Thanksgiving is around the corner. And, we are recording from a couple different remote locations. I'm back home in Connecticut. It's been a while since I've been home for Thanksgiving. Good to be back. It's cold, but it's good to be back. So apologies for the...
Yeah, welcome back to how it
yeah.
is.
Bodies aren't acclimated anymore.
Yeah, it's
you
crazy.
Southern bells.
Hey, watch your tone. Watch your tone. But yeah, no, let's dive into it. This weekend, I believe it was Chelsea that had the first game of the weekend, right?
7:30 a.m. sharp.
Early kickoff. Yep.
Looks like we're the only big team that can take care of business, huh? So 7:30 kickoff away at Leicester City. Enzo Maresca's old team. Obviously the narrative's already set. Oh my God, he's gonna go back to his old ground. We're gonna lose. Hold your horses, big dogs. So overall, cut to the chase, it was, in my opinion, I would say it was a pretty comfortable game until the very end, but I'll get to that later. Starting off, lineups, Fofana played right back. Badiashile came in. I think it was Caldwell and Cucurella. Midfield was Enzo and Caicedo. Enzo with the start. He had the captain band. João Felix. I heard reports about Maresca trying to find ways to incorporate João and Cole Palmer together at the same time on the field. So João Felix starting on the left, Cole Palmer in the 10, Noni on the right, and Jackson up top. First goal, I don't know what that Leicester City defender was doing, Faez, but basically Jackson just bodied him. He was playing with the ball. Jackson just trying to juggle. And so, what a non-entity he is for that. But whatever. We're going to expose you for your mistakes. So basically, Jackson got the ball, took it away. Enzo got the assist to Jackson, and honestly, that's a striker's finish. Outside the foot, right on the right side. Great goal by him. Glad to see that. And now you see Jackson is now being more consistent. Like you mentioned earlier, EJ. You need to see consistency. You've been seeing the consistency. He's now proving to all the doubters, and even myself. And I'm very happy he's doing that. So all we need him to do is just continue to build and build. He's going to be a really good striker. Hopefully. Let me not, speak too soon, but I have faith in my guy.
You already spoke too soon. You already did.
That's fine. That's fine. You know what? I put my neck on my line for my team. I'm a ride or die guy, so it is what it is. So, Jackson with the first goal. After that, Chelsea was dominated for the entire first half. It wasn't until like the end of the first half where Leicester had like 5 for 10 minutes where they actually came into the game and actually seemed like they're actually going to play against us and everything. They had a chance. And Diddy had a chance. I don't know. He kind of shanked to the right side. But overall, went into the halftime 1-0 up. Then, on top of that, we had multiple chances basically throughout the game to kill this off easy. Cole Palmer had a chance that he got blocked from Nunny. He was just trying to jump out the way. It's unfortunate. Nunny had an offside goal. Unfortunately, he also had a missed chance where he kind of should have put that away, but it's all right. And then second goal was a cross from Cucurella into the box. Jackson just shrugged out the defender, got the head on it. The goalie made a good stop. Blocked it, but Enzo's right there to clean it up. Cool, 2-0, comfortable. We're cruising right now. Then here comes the aforementioned little tough scenarios about the game. Basically, long story short, we had a penalty, which the first one kind of dicey, didn't get called. I'm not mad at it. It's fine. Second one was a penalty. It's fine. It is what it is. So Leicester scores and kind of makes the last 2 minutes of the game kind of tough, but we still finished up and got the win. So overall, I just want to wrap it up. I thought Badishila, I want to give him credit. Badishila had a really good game. I think Joao Felix had a good game. People going to talk nonsense about Nani. I think he had a good game still. Cole wasn't really anything too crazy. So it is what it is. Jackson had a good game. I think Enzo Fernandez had a good game too. So overall, 3 points, we move. Let's go next game.
Kenny?
Yeah, bang on. Analysis of the game. Kind of my little couple takeaways there. When looking at the game, I thought Leicester could have brought on Mavididi a lot sooner. I thought when he came in. So you're admitting that was a penalty. That
Which one?
just wasn't called. The first
Which
one.
one?
The first one of Mavididi.
Here's the thing. If it was against my team, I thought, because I looked back, if I was against Chelsea that happened, I would have been upset. So it is what it is. But hey, that's
Why
what
can't
the
you
game
just answer?
happens. The game happens like that. Sometimes you
Just
don't get the calls.
Answer a yes or no question.
I
Do you
gave you the
believe
answer.
that was a no? Do you believe that was a penalty?
The ref didn't call it, so it's not a pen.
You're
I'm
doing a
done
lot
with
of
him.
deflecting. You should get
Yeah,
to politics.
I don't have nothing to deflect.
I'm done with him.
It's
So
fine.
either way, I thought looking back at it at first glance, I didn't think it was a pen. But when they showed the replay, I did think I believe it was Fofana, correct?
Yeah,
Deflecting,
Wesley. Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it seemed like
Wesley,
it seemed like his leg was he did try to make the tackle. His leg was there, and Mavididi kind of dangled over the leg. So to me, it was a penalty. It was going to be a close call regardless, but I still thought it was a penalty, and I thought him coming on changed the game, especially at the end of the game. One thing I did want to mention was that Cole Palmer miss that Nani blocked. And it was funny because they were laughing after that happened because they were up 2-0. And I remember texting, if Leicester score, ... And I think if that first penalty was called and they scored, that game
They wouldn't be laughing.
will probably have ended. Yeah, they wouldn't be laughing because they would have probably dropped points.
No, we were only
so
up
that was
1-0 at the time.
That was just 1-0.
Just 1-0 at the time. Yeah.
Really? Okay. So, but
Yeah.
regardless, so even worse, that would have made the game very, very interesting. But yeah, at the end of the day, you guys got the job done. Leicester ended up firing their coach. So yeah, so obviously, not the way they wanted to get back into the Prem. But yeah, you guys take care of business. I just thought towards the end, because of maybe a lack of focus and maybe not bearing a couple more chances, the game got interesting and a lot more frantic than it should have been.
Yeah, so I'll keep mine short and sweet. For me, you made a comment, Francis. I feel like I've definitely been giving Nicholas Jackson his flowers this season, especially. every week that he's scored, I feel like we all come on here and we say Nicholas Jackson played very well. He's doing what he has to do, putting the ball in the back of the net. He's always had the tools. It's just about the final product in the final third. And we've all been saying it this whole season so far. He's been doing what he has to do.
Maybe amnesia struck me.
Yeah, we seem to.
Maybe amnesia struck me.
Yeah, it usually does.
Yeah,
I
seem
don't
to
know
be
about that one.
suffering from that a lot
But
lately.
real quick, EJ. About the 24th minute, Moise Caicedo.
That's exactly what I was gonna bring up. That's exactly what I was gonna bring up. So, Francis,
I just have a question. No, I have a question for you first, EJ. Is he really like that?
because Francis, let me tell
The
you
floor
something.
is yours.
I saw him shoot that, and I literally looked at it. I was like, it looked like it was gonna go out for a throw in. So please, again, he scored that worldie against Man U. We get it. He's not like that, and it's okay.
Even
That's not
the
his role.
greats have bad shots.
You know what? I
Stevie
actually
G and Lampard. Even the greats have.
You did
bad
not just
shots.
put that.
It
You did not
happens.
just put Moise Caicedo in the
I
same
can't.
sentence.
I think we have to remove you from the
Where
podcast
did
if
you
you're going to
even get
make
that from?
outlandish statements like
Where
that.
did you even
You're
get that
comparing Moises
I said
Caicedo
even
to
the
Stevie
greats.
G and Lampard.
Are you guys serious? No, I'm not. I never said that.
It
I'm
came
just saying.
from your mouth.
Don't even
It
put
came
I'm
them
just
from
in
your
the
saying.
same
mouth.
sentence.
Missed
Yeah,
shots
don't.
happen. You're not going to
Don't.
score every single one. You're not going to score every single one. Missed shots happen. You guys are waiting for this opportunity to pounce. So you know what? Have it. Have
No,
it.
because
It's
you
no
said
problem.
he's
Have
going to
it.
do it again. The very next opportunity, he almost shot it for a throw-in. But that's neither here nor there. It is what it is.
Is he supposed to make it the next time he kicks the ball? Are you mad?
He's like that,
Has
That's
he
not
right?
made
gonna
any
happen.
big sins? Remember what I said? Till 2028, he won't score a goal like that.
All right, we'll see about that one.
Okay. I just
they
wanted
don't-
to make sure that everyone saw what I was talking about.
No, I saw. Oh yeah, that was the very second bullet point. The only other thing I had was I saw the how you say his name, Matavidi, however you say
Mavidi.
his name.
Oh, I think, yeah.
Whatever. That penalty situation for me, I don't think that's a pen. I think the referee made a good decision there. Like it's close, but like he just like went in and stepped, and the dude kind of like just flipped over him. I feel like it wasn't a pen, but that's just my opinion. But outside of that, good result for you guys. Keep the good form going, and we move on. Get the 3 points. All right.
Yep.
That's what it's all about. Get it done.
That's
All
it, 2
right.
words.
Next up, we had the Arsenal versus Nottingham Forest game. And I just want to make sure I say this before I even get into the game. Kenny, you predicted for us to lose. What was it? 2-1 or 3-1?
2-1.
Foolishness. The result of the game was 3-0 Arsenal, just as I predicted. I feel like you underestimated the fact that Odegaard's back. The team looks a lot more fluid, and things are going good. It was a dominant win. It was a comfortable win, which is exactly what I needed from us, especially after these past few weeks of like weird results, not being able to score, et cetera, et cetera. So it was good to see that. Saka, he looks like he's back and healthy again. That was a banger of a goal. That was a bullet. His finishing looks to like, I think his finishing has gotten so much better, like year over year, from like 2 to 3 years ago to where he is now. His finishing has just gotten so much better. Thomas Partey, I know at the beginning of the season I say he looks really like he looks old and he might be on his way to Saudi. I take that back, and Thomas, I apologize. He looks like the Thomas Partey that we signed from Atletico Madrid like 5 years ago. He looks healthy again. He looks fit. He looks at it. And I love to see Thomas Partey in that like run of form. if that makes sense. Like he just looks really good. And honestly, I think so far this season he's probably been our best midfielder. Um, I don't. He's undroppable at this point, and then I'm just hoping that he stays healthy and he keeps this form. And if he keeps doing it, he deserves to get like a contract extension, because this is the player that we're always looking to have. It's always good to have
How
that
old
type
is
of player
he?
in your team. He's 30, just turned 30 this year, or maybe 31, if that. So it's not like he's like 34, 35. I think we can give him like a year or two contract extension. Um, and then I want to give a nice little shout out to Ethan Wanyeri scoring his first Premier League goal, which is amazing to see. 17-year-old kid doing his thing. Um, the mistake I feel that Arteta has made over the past like 2 months is not playing him from the start a lot more while Martin was hurt. Because for me, the fact that we sold ESR, sent Vieira on loan, and we had this kid that seems to, play well every time he gets on the field. Arteta throws him in at the end of like really, really big games, whatever. I feel like he made a mistake in not playing him from the start in like the Southampton game or the Bournemouth games like that, where I think he could have made an impact. So it was great to see that he scored, and wanted to give a nice little shout out to Raheem the Dream Sterling for the assist to my boy Ethan. Didn't, come in and play a crazy amount of minutes, but nice little assist to my boy. Appreciate that. And 3 points, 3 goals, goal differential's getting better, and we're on the up. So, and then also today we destroyed Sporting Lisbon, and it was great to watch it. Martin Odegaard, man, he looks great. Like, it's so good to have him back, and you see the difference. So we keep it rolling.
I have a
Go
question.
ahead. Ask
So
your question.
now, because you have been saying this for at least a couple weeks now,
Yep.
is Odegaard your best / most important player on that team? And it's
I
not
think
the star boy.
I think he's our most important player.
Okay.
Because, and I feel like I've talked about this previously, like the way that he presses, he's our captain. He's our most creative player. I think he's our most important player. Yeah, for sure.
All right. But your best player would still be Saka.
Yeah, I'd say Saka
Or
is
is
still our.
okay.
I still say Saka's our best player. I think that I think you're cutting hairs. Like it could be Saka, it could be Odegaard, but like if whoever you end up picking, like I'm not gonna say, oh, you're crazy for thinking that. I would understand if someone said Odegaard's our best player, but I just think he's our most important, influential, and Saka's like our best player in my opinion.
Odie.
You know, the game, whatever, I created 2-1. I don't know why Forrest didn't start Chris Wood, who's been on a tear. That was a weird decision. But Forrest have been playing well. That's the reason I thought they could give you guys a scare. But Arsenal looked refreshed coming out of the international break. Everybody looked sharp. It just looked like they were kind of gelling again. So yeah, it's a good result. But we have a bigger result to talk about this weekend. Manchester City got smacked 4-0
Tottenham.
to Tottenham. So with that in mind, and I was thinking about this, this is the city that you guys as Arsenal fans have needed for the last 2 to 3 years, right? You needed the city to drop points. You needed the city that would kind of be a little bit unpredictable now. Granted, Rodri's gone, but it still just seems like they're ways off from
Where they
the
used to
city
be.
that we know. Yeah. It seems like it's not just a Rodri thing anymore. We have Vardio making mistake
Bonehead
after mistake, and exactly which
Blunders, yeah.
never happened before. So my question is, now that City's finally doing this,
Mm-hmm.
And we've talked about how Arsenal maybe have, reduced that margin of error. If it comes to be at the end of the year, it's not City and it's not Arsenal and it's somebody else. How do you feel about that?
Like, how would I feel if we didn't win
How
at
would
the
you?
end of the year?
Yes, because coming from a perspective that you've always talked about, it's City, it's City, it's City. They're gonna
Mhm.
go on a run. Even if they do go on a run, they drop so many points that it's gonna be very, very hard. So if at the end of the year City don't win, and still Arsenal don't win the title,
Mhm.
what are your thoughts on that?
So I want to say one thing before I answer the question. The point differential from Liverpool to City is not far off. It might be the exact gap at this exact same stage, like that year, that World Cup during the season year where we were up, like I think it was like
8 points.
10, maybe 8 points or
Eight,
whatever.
eight, and
Yeah.
it could be
So
11, correct? If they beat City this weekend.
yeah, exactly. So for me personally, I I don't think that they're out of it. I think they're having a bad run of form, whatever, whatever. I still don't think that they're out of it. But that's my personal opinion. Um, but in the event that, you know, Liverpool end up winning the title and we end up, coming in second or whatever the case may be, like it's gonna hurt because it's gonna feel like a missed opportunity. But I don't I don't think we're at the point where it's said and done. Like I don't think that Liverpool are gonna go the rest of the season without um dropping points or whatever the case may be. Because for me personally, I've watched their games. Like they don't they don't look like that like convincing team that is gonna like always win no matter what. Even though they're grinding out the results now, I get it. Um, and I give them credit for that. But I want to see how things go in December. Like they've done what they needed to do up until now, so I give them credit for that. December is always a tricky month for teams, so we'll see how things go there. Um, but yeah, that's kind of my thought. I think we still have what it takes to find a way to win at the end of the year because we still have to play Liverpool. If we beat them, that's a 6 point swing. We still got to play City. That if we beat them, that's a 6 point swing. So it's like things are still in the balance. There's still a lot of games to be played. Um, we just got to keep beating who's in front of us week after week.
If you don't win now, when will you win?
Mm,
Um,
that's the
Simple as that.
question.
no, and that's a fair question. If we win now, it doesn't mean we have to push the panic button and start all over and like fire our coach. Like for me personally, there has been steady improvement year over year over year over year. Like the way that you guys are talking about it is as if they are Leicester City the year that they won the championship in 2016 and they just came out of nowhere. No, Liverpool, this is still the same exact team that was challenging for the title last year. They didn't sign anybody outside of Chiesa. He hasn't played at all this season. So this is still literally a copy and paste of that same team that was challenging, was in first place for the majority of last season, but ended up folding at the end and um, didn't win. So it's like I don't think we should just talk about it as if it's just Leicester and Arsenal just missed an opportunity like how we did when Leicester won it that one year and we came in second. That's a missed opportunity. That's like, bro, how do you let that team win the title before you guys? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Fair
but
point.
I think with it being that City is finally like wounded, to Francis' question, if not now, when?
No,
I
and
think
that's a fair question, but we still have a young team. We don't have a lot of players that are over 25. Most of our team is like 25 and below, outside of Partey, Moreno, and what's his name? David Raya. Everybody else is 25 and below. Like I think City's issue is now the majority of their team is like 28, 29, 30 plus. And it's starting to
Yeah,
catch up
they're
with them because they don't have a lot of young players. So, like,
yeah.
you know how dynasties work. There's a time period where they're going to be on top, but as they age, it's going to go down. Like, look at the
Father
Warriors. Like,
Time's undefeated.
exactly. Father Time's always undefeated. So it's like, I get it. They had their run. They're going to be on the downturn at some point. They're not just going to keep winning, and that's just how it goes. So I don't think that, like, again, it's not time to panic. Even if we don't win this season, it's not time to panic. We still have still have a bunch of players under long-term contracts. We are still getting better. We are still like at the final stages of our process, if that makes sense. So I'm not hitting the panic button regardless. But I do want to say, we need to pull up a stat because ever since that "stay humble" nonsense that Erling Haaland said, his club has taken a downturn. So I want to look up the numbers since since he said that foolishness, and we'll circle back to that.
All right.
But
This man doesn't
yeah,
forget anything.
no, I never forget anything. But anyways, yeah, let's keep it rolling. Up next, one of the big games of the weekend. Ipswich versus Manchester United with their new manager. Ruben Amorim?
Excuse me. Say it like you know how to speak. Ruben Amorim, please.
Ruben Amorim. Yeah, your
Yes.
manager.
Not yet. His name is still Ruben to me till I see something. Now, a new era at Manchester United. Um, we kicked off with the new formation. You know, the only surprise really was Rashford starting up top. I thought he would go with Hodgson and then kind of put Rashford in one of the two attacking mids. Hey, the start of the era, first 80 seconds, Rashford scores a goal. You know, you want to get hype. You want to think, wow, this is the start of something new and dynamic, and we're going to just take off running. But this game was just proof that we're going to need time to implement Ruben's system for the players to understand exactly what's going on. Rashford scored the first 80 seconds, disappears the rest of the 80 semi minutes of the rest of the game. We played well to start. I like that we were keeping possession. Amad Diallo was spectacular playing that right wing back position, and which is funny because our last episode, that was one of the last things I mentioned. I want to see how Ahmad does in this new system. Unbelievable. Created the assist. He was good chasing back. He had an understanding of the position. Um, Rashford's goal was, again, it was good to see that a player that we need to get going started off well. But again, it's the frustration of you want to see him just keep pushing. There's no reason why you score a goal that early and then we don't hear from you. We don't see anything from you the rest of the game. So just looking forward to more positivity from him and just keeping that momentum going. But overall, you know, some of the same things that have been plaguing us all season. I thought we let Ipswich Town play way too kind of laxed. Hutchinson just had way too much space to play around with the ball. In one of Ruben's comments after the game, he was just saying how our players, which understandable, were thinking a lot about their positioning rather than just playing the game. Which you understand being a new formation, you don't want to be the person making a mistake, things of that nature. But I just thought defensively we could have been so much better. There's no way we should let Ipswich Town play with the ball like that. Just no pressure on them when they're in our final third, giving them way too much room to operate. Onana, our player of the season so far, if it wasn't for him, I think they could have probably scored two more goals, especially the save against the lap, which was just outstanding. So a lot
He
of the
made a
same
couple
things
really
still
good saves
plaguing us.
on Delap. He made a
Yeah,
couple good saves. Yeah.
Save,
yeah.
yeah,
The
that's
the
crazy.
one the lap flicked and he was a kick save. So again, a lot of the same things that plague us. We let teams play around way too easily in our final third. And then yeah, it's gonna take time. Only 2 practices under Ruben. But it was good to see that our players, getting fit. EJ, you now have the system, the style of play. So um, we hope that as our players are coming back, Lenny Euro is going to come back. Casemiro and Ericsson started, but we'd definitely like to see Mano playing in there in one of those positions. Ugarte, knowing that he's familiar with that position. And yeah, just want to see the team take off. I thought Bruno had a good game. He's going to be very, very crucial in this formation. So I thought he had a good game. Yeah, just looking to see the improvement week over week. It's going to take time, but we got a point. Not satisfied with that against Ipswich Town, but we'll take it and just look to build on that.
Francis?
Yeah, I mean, not to regurgitate everything you said, but I mean, this this draw is not necessarily surprising. I feel like obviously with all the hype that's been coming around, obviously you can tell that he doesn't have his players straight up. Like this is a makeshift team to him. He's just doing his best. So this draw is not surprising whatsoever. There are glimpses for sure, and this is now a time for everybody now to understand every single position is up for grabs. So you need to play for your position now, straight up. Ipswich though, I feel like Ipswich they played pretty damn well. They
He
played
did.
pretty damn well, and I feel like you guys are lucky not to have lost this game. So hey, a point's a point. Even though it's against Ipswich, take it on the chin and just kind of start going from there.
And they're a good team. If you look at some of their
Yeah,
Yeah,
performances, they're
yeah,
a good
yeah,
team.
Tottenham literally
for
just
sure.
lost.
Mhm.
Yeah, I was gonna say like from what I saw of the game, it looked like they were dominating in the first half. They looked like they just kind of dominated the whole game.
In the first
Um,
half,
yeah, in the first half because it
really.
just looked like they had like a good amount of chances throughout the game, not just the first half. I think they look really good and they're going to be a lot more difficult than what I expected them to be as the season goes. Um, because they're not like what Burnley and Sheffield United was when they got promoted. Like they're one of those teams where they're like Brentford a few years back. Like when they first got to the Prem and they were giving a lot of teams trouble. And they found a way to just stay in the Prem. I think that they'll end up staying up. But yeah, like you said, it's the first game under a new coach after a few days of training, new system, different players in different positions. So it's going to take a while. So I'm not reading too much into this result. I'm really not reading too much into what you guys end up doing this season because it's a change mid-season. Coach needs to get his players, get other guys out, and figure it out. But yeah, see the system, see the plan. So hopefully that continues and that builds over the season. But Kenny, I did have one question for
Hmm.
you actually. So Marcus Rashford, I was very curious to see what position he'd play in this new system. When the coach got here, because I thought he would be one of the 2 10s
Hmm.
underneath the striker, but he ended up playing striker. Um, he scored the goal early, but from what I saw, he was non-existent. Couldn't hold the ball up, couldn't link up play or do anything after that for the rest of the time he was on the field. Right. My question for you is, Kenny, is it time for Rashford to be sold, or do you think that Ruben can fit him into his plans with this new system?
If Rashford doesn't fit into Ruben's plans, sell him. This is his last opportunity. This should be his last opportunity as a Manchester United player. If he wants to stay here and be one of those players that we will say is a club legend, he was on that trajectory, but obviously we've seen the ups and downs. If he doesn't, then that's the thing with Rashford. There's so much versatility with his game, but him being at a 9, we all know has never worked out. He's not a player that can be back to goal, kind of one touch, link up play. He wants to have the ball on his feet, play around, tricks, cut in, score on the wings. So I'm not surprised that he kind of tailed off, because when we've tried to put him in that position year after year with injuries, things like that, that's not his game. So my thing is, if Ruben's able to fit him as one of the 2 10s, maybe he kind of plays a little bit more wide-ish. Let Bruno kind of take more of the central role, and then maybe uh, right wing back like Ahmad can then kind of fill in a little bit more on Bruno's side. I definitely think Rashford can go crazy in this system. So yeah, to answer your question, to me, this should be his last opportunity. If this doesn't work out within a year or two, I love you, Marcus, but for your career and for my mental health, please go.
Go to France.
Go to wherever.
2 years to fit into the system?
I said, yeah, given where he's Ruben's starting. I mean, at the end of this season, we'll see. But I think a year in will be. I'll say a year.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll take that back. A year in, we should see, like, okay, by this time next year, especially coming into a new season, and I want to see Marcus hit the ground running. There is no reason why we don't know what we're getting from our number 10. No reason at all.
Okay. Only time will tell. Only time will tell. But yeah, anything else from the boys?
No, it's just I did have one more thing. I think, just to wrap this up, one of the reasons why I didn't want to let go of Eric is because of the run of games that are going to happen within the next couple of months. It's going to be very, very tough. It's going to be limited practices. And so bringing in a new manager and just kind of throwing the team out there game after game after game, they're going to have to learn on the fly. But that's why I was a little hesitant, and I wanted to give ETH at least till January, where kind of games are kind of tailing off. Either you're eliminated from certain tournaments where, all right, it's less games, whatever. But now we're about to go into December, and it's like, just go out there and figure out this new formation. It could get a little dicey, and I see some I see some games where we might just get smacked up because we just don't know what we're doing yet. So
Gotcha.
We'll be there.
I'm sure you will.
We'll be there through it all, my good friend.
Yeah, and we're playing Arsenal, right? So
not yet. You got us in a few weeks.
It's 2 weeks. Yeah, 2 weeks.
Yeah. Well, that wraps up this past weekend's games. Let's give a little foresight into what's coming next week. What we got? I think
Who's playing first?
Arsenal
Sunday.
has the first game. So we play Saturday at 12:30. So Saturday 12:30 we got West Ham. And it's at the London Stadium, so it's away for us. West Ham just beat Newcastle this past weekend, which was a surprising result for me to see. But I think we win this game 2-0, 3-0. I'm going to go with 2-0.
Yeah, I'll go.
Go ahead.
I will West Ham. Can't trust them. I'll go 3-0 Arsenal.
3-1 Arsenal.
Okay. Kenny, are you sure about your prediction? You don't want to go 2-1 West Ham?
That's like the one time I ever gave a prediction against Arsenal. Give me a break. But yeah, I'll go 3-0. I can't trust West Ham. They're just one of those teams.
No, fair.
So yeah.
All right. So on Sunday, we got that 8:30 kickoff, Chelsea versus Aston Villa. Looks like that game is going to be at the Bridge. Francis,
Bridge,
what we
indeed.
got?
Your heart.
Aston
Give us your
Villa
heart
just
first, the head second.
drew. Aston Villa just drew.
Let us know which one you go with.
Aston Villa just drew 2-2 their last match. We're gonna take care of business. It's gonna be closer than I think. So I'll take 2-1 because they're gonna score. We can never keep a clean sheet, unfortunately. So 2-1.
Kenny?
I'll go 2-2. Ollie Watkins.
I'm gonna go
3-1 Aston Villa.
No, believe it or not, I'm gonna go 3-1 Chelsea. 'Cause you guys are at
Actually,
home.
don't do that because you're gonna jinx us now.
No, because the way that I'm looking at it, you guys are at home. I think Aston Villa is more of a dangerous team when they're playing at Villa Park than when they are away. In the last few games, they just haven't looked good. So I think you guys are going to win this one 3-1, maybe 3-2.
What was your prediction last week for the Chelsea game? You predict them to lose, right?
No, I predicted a tie, actually. I said 2-2, I think.
Oh, okay. So
Said
your record
Vardy
is now
brace.
5-8.
Hey, hopefully you guys prove me right and we start doing it. We start going in a positive direction.
That's all we can ask for.
Last but not least, United against Everton. We're at home. Lord, we need a victory. I will go with 2-1 United.
Is it at Goodison? Or is that
No,
Old Trafford?
home.
Is that Old Trafford?
Old Trafford.
Okay. Francis?
First game.
First home game. Crowd's gonna be there with them. You said 2-0?
2-1.
2-1. I'm gonna go 1-0
to
Man United. Which means I need to now change out Jordan Pickford from fantasy.
2-0 United. 2-0. Everton don't put fear in anybody, to be honest. So especially away from home. So 2-0 to the good boys. But all right. Another week wrapped up. Hopefully things keep rolling for Arsenal. We finally get a good run of form going. And hopefully Ruben gets you guys back on track and Chelsea keep rolling.
Hey, who you going for? Liverpool City. City win or going for a draw?
I need a City win. That's what I need.
I don't know, dog.
I'm not saying it's going to happen. They're probably going to get beat 3-0, but I need a City win.
That's crazy to say, isn't it?
Now you're rooting for Man City, the same team you said I loathe Manchester City. I hate everything about them. Now you want them to win. You see how life works sometimes.
You know when Arsenal needs
Have
a
you
favor.
finished? Have you finished?
I have no issues.
Right. Thank you. Anyways, yeah, like I said, need a City win just to slow down Liverpool. I don't need them getting any more points because it's. I don't want it to get to a point where it's like, oh my God, Liverpool. I don't want to get to that. So need them to drop points and for us to keep our momentum going. So we'll see what happens. But it's going to be a big game on Sunday. I'll definitely be tuning in. But yeah,
For sure.
appreciate you guys tuning in for another week of the Banter 3FC podcast. Once again, please don't forget to follow, like, subscribe, comment on all of our content, both on YouTube and on Instagram at Banter 3FC. Tune in with you guys next week. Appreciate the love and support. Safety.
Shout out to Brighton. Top 4 coming.
Nonsense. Nonsense.